on AFR Talk.
Welcome back. Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth. Happy Monday. Hope you're not having a case of them. You can get on the Facebook page, American Family Radio, Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth, and comment on the show live. And obviously, we'll be checking in with those comments as time goes on. As time goes on, because we've got so much time. No, we've got about an hour and 15 minutes left, and we want to give you as much as we possibly can. But part of that is relating the information. I mean, there's a reason that people just don't come up and read numbers to you, because you get pretty tuned out. But the stories come down to how they impact you. Why does this matter? Why does it matter that the president has given the same economic speech for the last 5 years? What does it tell us? How is it impacting our lives on a daily basis? I'll tell you right now, he's killing the American dream. President Obama is killing the American dream. And that's a reality. Well, President Obama has this economic philosophy that he's actually going to make the American dream possible for more people. No, it is a lesson in lowering expectations. Lower expectations. Remember this comedy thing. Lower expectations. Lower your expectations. Don't shoot for the top. Shoot for the middle class and just struggle to get in. And then you have just enough as you retire. And, you know, that will make you dependent on the state as we know it now, as Social Security is going to, in most parts, will significantly augment and help. It maybe even be the primary way for people to pay their bills, is the primary way in their most vulnerable years. So anybody who talks about reforming the systems that are going broke, what happens? Oh, we can demagogue that, and we can scare people enough. If you're making decisions based on fear, I heard this in a sermon the other night. It was great. But if you're making decisions based on fear, you're really not coming at it from a Christ-centered perspective. And you're reacting. Now look, make your decisions on how you make your decisions, add it all up. As a Christian, for me, a disciple in progress, I'll speak individually, we're going to look through the biblical lens before anything else, hopefully to see Christ first in everything. And the reason I say the president is killing the American dream is because the American dream is about using your godly gifts. I feel that is a big part of it. I don't feel it. I know it. Because he made us all unique, and he gave us certain talents. I'm really bad on the internet. I'm just bad. I tried to download a few things last night, and following the rules and everything, couldn't do it. Couldn't transfer things to my iPhone, couldn't do it. Terrible at it. Awful. And there are people who can do this. It took me 4 hours, 5 minutes. And yeah, I was quite frustrated. You ever have those times? Where you know you're not gifted in a particular area. You can do it if you have no other choice, okay? Best half out of town. Kids are out of town. I'm lost. But to use our gifts to the very best of our ability requires freedom. And when we talk about economic agenda, I get very concerned when a party or government talks about an economic agenda. I think 5-year plans and what are we going to do with those extra potatoes and the famines that it will create inevitably, as we saw in the Soviet Union. That said, President Obama is trying to sell you something here, as any politician will try to sell you something. Immediately, it's pejorative. Sell. No. He's trying to convince you. He's trying to say, look, I've got the way. I'm headed in the right direction, and here's why. Here's the president talking about a more durable economy in his weekend address. B8. Roll it.
On Wednesday, I spoke about what we need to do as a country to build a better bargain for the middle class, to make sure everyone who works hard has a chance to get ahead in the 21st century economy. You see, over the past 4.5 years, America's fought its way back from the worst recession of our lifetimes. We saved the auto industry, took on a broken healthcare system, invested in new American technologies to reverse our addiction to foreign oil, and changed a tax code too skewed in favor of the wealthiest at the expense of working families. As a result, our businesses have created 7.2 million new jobs over the past 40 months. We produce more renewable energy than ever and more natural gas than anyone. Healthcare costs are growing at the slowest rate in 50 years, and our deficits are falling at the fastest rate in 60 years. Thanks to the grit and resilience of the American people, we've cleared away the rubble of crisis and begun to lay a new foundation for stronger, more durable economic growth.
Does durable mean that we have to have a new normal of $3.60 a gallon? And if that's not kicking you right in the stomach, I don't know what is. Or is the new foundation and the new durable economy, half of the jobs that the president mentioned are part-time or temp jobs? Okay, what is the economy growing, Crane? Well, thank you for asking. It's 1.8% last quarter. Anemic growth year after year. Something else year after year. We've had trillion-dollar-plus deficits year after year. And this deficit this year that's down is still coming in 40% higher than President Bush's largest deficit. Now, there's no other way, there's no gentle way to say this. This man is attempting to deceive you. Because an intellectual, contextual, honest look at the information shows that there is failure. But not to somebody who believes that things were just a little too good here in America, and the problem was that people had too much and we needed to lower the standard. We needed to increase energy costs. It's all about control. Now, the president did continue in his speech, this is the weekend address, radio address. You can also watch it. Now, he is going to talk about the eroding middle class and what trends started that, and then talk about what we need for a global economy. Roll it.
Trends that have been eroding middle-class security for decades. Technology that makes some jobs obsolete, global competition that makes others movable, growing inequality, and the policies that perpetuate it. All those things still exist, and in some ways the recession made them worse. Reversing these trends must be Washington's highest priority. It sure is mine. But over the past couple of years in particular, Washington has taken its eye off the ball. An endless parade of distractions and political posturing and phony scandals shift focus from what needs to be done. And as Washington prepares to enter another budget debate, the stakes could not be higher. The choices we make now will determine whether or not every American has a fighting chance in the 21st century. If we don't make the investments necessary to make America a magnet for good jobs, if we don't invest in education and manufacturing and research and our transportation and information networks, we might as well hit the pause button while the rest of the world forges ahead in a global economy.
Okay, there's a lot there. I will try to break it down as best I can. Now, the inequality stuff that you're hearing is based on statistics that exclude the tax code changes as well as the benefits you receive, and specifically what you would get, not only the tax code on reporting, but also the tax credits and programs that you would benefit from economically. So they're excluding all those when they talk about it, because they have to. They can't tell you after what it is in total. They can't give you the true perspective, an apples-to-apples comparison. No, they've got to take, we're going to not acknowledge the changes in the tax code on reporting income. We're not going to acknowledge the fact that benefits actually are part of your compensation. But let me ask you, if you have health care right now through your job, do you want to lose it? Do you want to go into that place where Healthcare costs are going down? Really? Premium costs are going up. What? Doesn't make sense, does it? It's not congruent. It's like, remember the Granimals? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Did I get dressed in those? No, I actually wanted to. I guess we couldn't afford it at a time, and it was one of those things. But Granimals, you could match the tags, and then you'd have an actual outfit, and everything would work, and it would fit like a puzzle. This doesn't fit at all. And that should tell you something. It should tell you, oh, something we already know, Crane. No, this is failing. The message is not going to change. The only thing you're going to hear is fear. We can't pay our debts. We're going to go to the debt ceiling debate. You know what we're going to hear? We're going to default. When we're going to pay the interest on the debt, we're not going to default. When we have enough money for Social Security, absolutely, we're not going to lose that. But those were the lies told to us before. Yet the mainstream media will not tell you that. We will have a completely new round. And the media will treat it as, oh, this has never happened before. They won't take a good look at what happened before with the debt ceiling debate and the falsehoods that were propagated and promulgated. No, they won't. And they won't look at what happened in sequester and the lies and the hysteria there. But you will know it. You will know it. And then the question becomes, do we have the leadership in this country to say, you know what? This is not 1996. This is not 1995. We're not going to lose this when the government, quote, shuts down. You see, we're in an age now where we are looking at the can being kicked down the road, and politicians love to do it. But now the bill collector's here, and it's done. And the idea of socialism and socialism light between the Democrats and the Republicans has gotten us here. So what do we need? We need people to stand up. And the only way that they'll be able to stand up and win is if you know the truth. Stay tuned for more Nothing But Truth. Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth, proudly on, say it with me, AFR Talk.